Good day, viewers, and welcome to another video. Uh, but first of all, let me treat you to something from my archives. The ultimate cure for all diseases is death. Yes. Now let's go to video. Let's go to episode 38, which begins with, pardon me, which begins with Surah or sign 274. And what does it say? Allazina yunfikuna amwalahum بالليل والنهار سرا والنيات فلهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. Let me take that again. والذين ينفقون أموالهم بالليل والنهار سرا وعلانية فلهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. What does it say? Those who in charity, we are still on charity, remember, it's a continuation from the last section, that is about the previous sections. Those who in charity spend their goods, those who in charity spend of their goods by night and by day. And by night and day, what does it say? Bilele wa nahari. By night and day, bilele and nahari, in secret and in public, siran wa alaniyatan, in secret, in public, siran wa alaniyatan, have their reward with their God. Ajruhum in the rabihim, have their reward with their Lord, rabihum, with their Lord. Wala khawfa alayhim, wala hum yahzanun. On them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. Yes. So, if you do charity by day or night, you have charity from what you have gained by yourself, which you have gained from your own sweat, not stolen things, not cheated, not things gotten by crooked means. And you do it by day or by night, your reward is with your Lord. On them shall be no grief, nor shall they fear. So you see here at the end, the Lord is already mentioned. Let's go to, pardon me, let's go to 275. Allazina yakuluna aribwa la yakumu illa kama yakumu allazina yatahabbatuhu ashaitani min al-masi. Those who devolve usury, yakuluna, the actual meaning is eat, but yakuluna, it can also mean, you can also, the kuluna also refers to people eating fire, So here yakuluna is devolve. Those who, allazina yakuluna aribwaa la yakumuna illa kama yakumu allazina yatahabbatuhu ash-shaytan min al-masi. Those who devour usury will not stand except as stands one whom the Satan by his touch hath driven to madness. Can you imagine that? Except as stands one whom the Satan by his touch hath driven to madness. ذلك ذلك بأنهم قالوا إنما البيع مثل الربوان مثل الرب- الربوان وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربوان. وحرم الربوان. What does it say? Uh, that is because ذلك بأنهم, that is because they say trade is like usury, but God hath permitted trade and forbidden usury. So there are two different things. Here you see people, or let me say in my country, Ghana, you see people change coins. They go and collect coins from the bank, and then when you want to change, if you have one CD, which is 100 pesos, they collect it and they give you 80 pesos or 90 pesos, those who are a bit kind, you know. So they change money for you from paper to coins because you need them, and they take away a percentage of it. That is not trade. That is usury. Uh, the people are only accepting it because they are pressed. They need the change. Mm. So, but God has permitted trade and forbidden usury. Uh, وأحل permitted وأحل الله البيع trade البيع trade وحرم الربا. So he has permitted trade ahalla and forbidden harama الربا usury. Next sentence. فمن جاءه موعظة فمن جاءه موعظة من ربهم فأنتهى فله ما سلف وأمره إلى الله. Sorry for bad reading. Those who have, those who after receiving admonition from their Lord, disease shall be pardoned for the past. Their case is for God to judge, but those who repeat the offense are companions of the fire. I think I've said this before. Mm. After reading the Quran and you deliberately go against it, huh, you are pardoned. And you deliberately go against it. Those who after receiving admonition from their Lord shall be pardoned. Yes, if you read the Quran and you uh, receive, you take the admonition therein for seriousness and for practical use, you are pardoned. Mm? For the past deeds, for your past deeds. Their case is for God to judge. Then it comes to the other side, pairing. But those who repeat the offense are companions of the fire. In fact, I like this because he didn't say those who reject or those who refuse to take it. You may refuse to take it one, two, three times. He will forgive you. But if you do it repeatedly, that's why he says, those who repeat the offense, you repeat the offense, are companions of the fire. There's no way you will go to fire. Mm? Because if you repeat it on, it means your heart is hard as rock. And he says, even rocks produce water, and rocks hide for fear of God. You will go to fire. That's what it means here. Of course, uh, Yes, I think that is it. You go to fire. That's what the Quran is saying. Companions of the fire. They shall abide therein forever. Uh, Ashabun nare, hum fiha halidina. They shall abide therein forever. Now, let's go to uh, the next sign, which is 276. Uh, uh, Yamhaku Allahu aribawa wa yarbi asadakati. Uh, what does that mean? God will deprive usury of all blessings. God will deprive usury of all blessings, but will give increase for deeds of charity. Let me do that again in Arabic. Uh, Yamhu, Yamhaku Allahu aribwa wa yurbi asadakati. Then the next sentence, Wallahu la yuhibbu kulli kulli kafari kulli kafari athimun. Wallahu la yuhibbu kulli kafarin athimun. But will increase for he loveth not any ungrateful sinner. For he loveth not any ungrateful sinner. La yuhibbu kulla kafarin athiman. He, he loveth not any grateful sinner. Let's go to sign 277. Inna lazina amanu wa amilu salihati wa akamu salawata wa, wa atau azakawata lahum ajrahum inda rabbihim wala khawfa alayhim wala hum yahzanun. Right. So, those who believe and do good things, alazina amanu wa amilu salihat, and do good things and establish regular prayers, wa akamu salawata wa atu zakawata, and give zakat, hmm, give zakat of what God has generally given them from the earth. We've done it before. Give zakat, will have their reward with their Lord. Lahum ajruhum inda rabbihim. Hmm? Uh, inda rabbihim. Wala khawfa alayhim. Wala hum yahzanun. They will have their reward with their Lord. On them shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve. So, you know how it is to live in fear. Hmm? You have no peace. You can't sleep. And you know how it is to grieve. You come and your family members are dying one after the other. It will be very difficult for you to have peace of mind. Uh, this is what God is telling us. Hmm? So when He mentions having no fear, the lack of fear and lack of grief, we have to understand it. He repeats it over and over and over because our ears are hard. Hmm? So that is it. Let's go to sign 278. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu itaku Allah wa zarru ma bakiya min ribwa in kuntum mu'minin. Hmm? Ya ayyuhallazina amanu itaku Allah wa zuru ma bakiya min ribwan in kuntum mu'minin. O ye who believe, fear God and give up what remains of your demand for usury, if you are indeed believers in kuntum mu'minin. So the previous verse tells us, or the previous sign tells us, those who believe, conditions, and do good deeds of righteousness, eh? Do good deeds of scholars and establish regular prayers and give zakat So now he is going to who ye who believe he's coming his continuous is a continuation here. Ye who believe, fear God and give up what remains of your demand for usury, if you are indeed believers. Well, my personal understanding here is giving up about what is meant by giving up what remains of your demand for usury. It simply means cease uh, practicing usury, cease asking for things, cease taking things that are not necessary, for which you have no reason to take. Hmm? Stop that. If you stop that, that is, in my opinion, that is meant by uh, uh, seizing your demand for usury. Well, you can ponder about it at home yourself and give it your own interpretation. My interpretation may not be very right, but I think that is it. If you're demanding usury, seize it. Seize it. Even if you have collected it and you have read this verse, give it up, and therefore you will not be caught by the oath in the Quran, if only you understand. For people of understanding, for people ulul albab, wa ulul nuha, in kuntum mu'minin, if you believe. Uh, yes, we're going to the next sign, and that is sign 279. What does it say? فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا فَأَذَّنُوا بِحُرْبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. If you do not, if you do it not, take notice of war from God and his messenger. Hmm? If ye do it not, if ye, why ye? If ye do it not, take notice of your of war from your God and his messenger. Hmm? But if you, so what does it mean by taking war by war, by us to take note of war from God and his messenger? It might not be practical war because God will not fight you practically. God doesn't need to come down and take a gun or take a cutlass. No, he won't do it. So when he says a war from God and his messenger, you know what it means. Hmm? He will treat you like a combatant, huh? Like a combatant uh, wanting to kill him. So that's what that means by war. And he knows how to do it. So uh, let's go to Sule and from his messenger. وَإِن 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 تُبْتُمْ فَلَكُمْ رُءُوسُ وَإِن تُبْتُمْ وَإِن تُبْتُمْ فَلَكُمْ رُءُوسُ أَمْوَالِكُمْ لَا تَظْلِمُونَ وَلَا تَظْلَمُونَ وَتَظْلِمُونَ وَلَا تُظْلَمُونَ. So these are two different. La taslimuna and tuslimuna, it means the same thing. But if you repent, you shall have your capital sums. But if you repent, you shall have your capital sums. Deal not unjustly, deal not unjustly, and you shall not be dealt with unjustly. Oh my God. I like that. Deal not unjustly, and ye shall not be dealt unjustly. The first unjustly means you are the one perpetrating it. If you don't do it, God will not treat you unjustly. It's the God who is now perpetrating it. And what does it say? I love that. La tuslimuna. La taslimuna, wala tuslimuna. Huh? You don't do, you don't treat people unjustly, you will not be treated unjustly. Now, let's go to 2:18. What does it say? وإن كان وإن كان ذو أسرة فنظرة إلى ميسرة. If the debtor is in difficulty, grant him time till it is easy for him to repay. So if somebody takes money from you, even if he promises you and you go, especially if you are neighbors, you say, oh, uh, Malam Ibrahim, I haven't gotten it yet. I've been disappointed. I thought I would make enough sales to be able to pay you, but I haven't. God is saying, grant him time, more time, till it is easy for him to repay. And what does it say? In kana zur ushratin, when they are in difficult, fanaziruhum, give them time, ila may saratin, till they are at ease, till they find it easy to pay. But in tasaddaku khairun lakum. I love that. Hmm? But if you remit it by way of charity, that is best for you. You go back and you see generally that the man actually hasn't been able to sell his goods to pay you, and you look at him and you say, no, this man has family to feed. Even feeding his family is getting difficult for him. Give it out as charity, leave it. And you have enough. Pardon me, let me add this. Because maybe you also don't have enough to feed your family, and therefore you keep on giving him time until you flare up. But if you know you are having enough to feed you and your family, and he doesn't have enough to feed himself and his family because he hasn't made sales, he's worried about it. You can say, oh, John, it's okay. It's okay, you can have it. I've seen you are not making sales. And that is far, 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 far better than that. Here, people take people to court for small amounts of money. Uh, Unfortunately, those they take to court, it's not that they don't have it, they just refuse to pay. And that is it. So it is the first, the latter that are a problem here. Uh, that is best for you. If ye only know, in kuntum talamun, if you know, only we don't know. That's why. Huh? Somebody is owing you, doesn't have money to pay, and you can prove it. Let me add, and you can prove it. Leave it for him. Take it. Take it. And that is better for you, if only you know. Let's go to 2 sign 281. And I think that's the last sign. What does it say? وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا تُرْجَعُونَ فِيهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا تُرْجَعُونَ فِيهِ إِلَى رَبِّكُمْ. Simple. And fear the day when you shall be brought back to God. You ask yourself, when you brought back, are we coming from God? Yes, you are coming from God. You are coming from God. You are not coming from you are coming from God. You are not coming from your mother. You are not coming from your father. Eh? Your mother and father themselves came from your grandfather and your grandmother. Your grandfather and your grandmother came from great 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 grandfathers and great 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 grandmothers. And if you trace back, where are you coming from? You are coming from sand, mud, from Adam. Mm? So you are coming from God, and He says you will be, you will go back to God. Mm? So, and fear the day when you shall be brought back to God. فاتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت ألا توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون. Then shall every soul be paid what it earned, and none shall be dealt with unjustly. Walahum tuzlamun. With God, He doesn't deal with people unjustly. If He does, He deals with you. He has full proof of your deeds. He will give it to you. go, the angels will come and take your work. Huh? In the right hand, if your deeds are good, take your work. Take your work. All that you did from birth on earth to that to the point of dying, take it. If your deeds are evil, they will give it to you on your left. Sorry, they will give it to the first one. They will give it on your right. But if your evils are if your evils outweigh the good things, he will give it to you on your left. Take, take your work, and he will not punish unjustly. Mm. Well, كل نفس كسبت وما هم uh, وهم لا يظلمون. You will not be treated unjustly. When it gets to God, there is no consideration, mm, no intercession, nobody. Mm. The angels may intercede. He can say no. He can say no. Even though you brought the complaints to me, you wrote them. I knew them long before even you wrote them, before you read them. So when he has angels, it doesn't mean that when he says angels are writing, it doesn't mean that he doesn't know what they are writing. He knows. They are just there for witness. When he was creating the Adam, he asked them even. He asked the angels, and the angels protested, and he said, "Shut up! Shut up is my word." He said, "Shut up! Alam ma'ala ta'lamun. I know what you don't know." Mm? So God wanted to create Adam, and he still asked the angels. The angels protested, and he told them, "Shut up! I'm only wanting you as witness. That's my word." Oh, that's yes. These are my words. I'm only wanting you as witness. I'm not saying I'm not asking you for permission. He doesn't ask for permission. Uh, so, and none shall be dealt with unjustly. So let's keep that in mind. After death, you go, he's punishing you. You may ask, "Oh God, what has I, what have I done?" He will show you clear picture, not video. This is video. He will let you come back to life and do what you were doing for him to see, for you yourself to see, before he will punish you. So let's fear God. Huh? Let's have faith. As much as possible, let's strive to be holy. Nobody is purely holy. He said it before. If you wanted to consider what people do, no single soul would have remained on earth. I think it's there in my previous session. But minimize it and control it. And he says he forgives small sins. Uh, but big ones, they are recorded either in your favor or against your favor, and you shall answer for them. Let's stop here, viewers, for the next video. I don't know if the next video will go to tabloids or will continue with the Quran, the verses in the Quran. So thank you very much. Bye bye.